We begin with a major decision involving one of President Trump's new executive orders. Just days after he signed dozens of them, a federal judge in Seattle has temporarily blocked the president's birthright citizenship order. Now, that judge calls the order, quote, blatantly unconstitutional. The ruling blocks the policy from taking effect for 14 days. Now, this comes days after the president signed an order ending the constitutional guarantee of birthright citizenship. And even as he deals with this setback for his agenda, the president's push to crack down on immigrants continues to spark concern across the country. Good evening, everyone. I'm JC Monahan.
And I'm Glenn Jones. This week, our cameras were rolling as federal agents made several arrests here in Boston. There's concern these are just the beginning.
Tonight, we have live team coverage. Political reporter Matt Pritchard has new reaction from Governor Healy. But we want to begin with NBC 10's Oscar Margain joining us live from Everett with new community reaction to this really constantly evolving situation. Oscar?
That's right, JC. And I spoke with the Everett City Mayor and the Everett Police Chief. They both tell me that even though that ICE is allowed to operate here in the city, they say that ICE told them that they are not doing mass roundups or raids here in the city.
When I saw that yesterday, somewhere, and I saw it, I was crying.
Neighbors on Morris Street in Everett surprised to learn about federal police out in the community picking up alleged undocumented criminals. The immigrant community is in a state of alert after seeing images of agents taking away people from homes like this man in East Boston. State and local officials tapering down panic, waiting for more evidence of the anticipated mass roundups promised by President Donald Trump.
I wouldn't describe them as raids. What it seems to be is what we expected and what I support, which is the apprehension of criminals in our communities.
As long as you're not a violent, criminal, you shouldn't worry.
Everett Mayor Carlo Di Maria assuring residents ICE agents are only targeting the worst of undocumented criminals. The White House says about 500 of them have been arrested this week by ICE in all of the U.S., just slightly above the normal average. Everett is not a sanctuary city, says its police chief, adding his officers often collaborate with ICE.
We are being told that there are going to be no mass roundups.
The Massachusetts Attorney General says she's ready to respond if ICE goes beyond targeting criminals.
Yes, there is concerns that there is a possibility that they will try to round up people unlawfully, and that's where we will hold them accountable.
Let the federal government do the job that they've been mandated to do.
State GOP committee member and mother of four, Stephanie Mulroy, applauds the president's immigration actions, which are getting swift pushback from his opposition. On Thursday, a federal judge temporarily blocking Trump's order to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented parents and those with short stay permits.
It's the beginning of a conversation that we need to have as a country.
Meanwhile, in neighboring Chelsea, we were told just minutes ago that the city there confirmed that ICE was operating in that city last night. However, they say that no arrests were made by ICE, at least to their knowledge. Now, we reached out to ICE and have been for the last several days. We have not heard back from them. We're trying to get more information as to their operations in the greater Boston area. Reporting live in Everett, Oscar Margain, NBC 10 Boston.
All right, Oscar, stay on it. Those ICE arrests in Boston are drawing reaction from political leaders, but Governor Maura Healey and others are taking a measured approach to the Trump administration's immigration policies. In fact, all of Trump's controversial policies. NBC 10 political reporter Matt Pritchard is in the newsroom with that part of the story. Matt.
Glenn, it's a one thing at a time mentality here in Massachusetts, choosing battles, engaging each response in an effort to keep Bay State priorities on track. Immigration policy front and center in Massachusetts. Federal agents arresting several people in Boston, reportedly with criminal records, and drawing outrage, applause, and in the case of Governor Maura Healey,
It's in the normal work that federal law enforcement does.
That measured response lining up with previous comments from the governor at her State of the Commonwealth address. And again today, Healey voiced support for deporting violent criminals and committed to working with the Trump administration while not compromising Massachusetts values.
We're not going to change who we are here in the state.
One area of tension already emerging.
I'm really worried about the talk of tariffs.
Governor Healy pushing back on the president's proposed economic plan.
If the president puts tariffs on goods coming from Canada and Mexico, that's going to croak our businesses. It's going to raise the cost of goods.
And while she works to shine the spotlight on those specific policies, immigration will likely demand more effort in the days ahead. Advocates and Republicans each lamenting the state's response thus far.
It's disappointing to me that I see that Healy has sort of caved to some of this anti-immigrant rhetoric in the way that she's put a lot of restrictions on our family shelter system.
She used taxpayer funding to house and feed these people and allowed them to live here and to commit more crime.
Whatever may come, Governor Healy says her perspective remains the same.
I still remain opposed to efforts to target large swaths of a undocumented population.
Now, keep in mind, Governor Maura Healey was Attorney General during the first Trump administration, and during her tenure, she sued the White House nearly 100 times. Wait and see how aggressive AG Andrea Joy Campbell is over the next 4 years. In the newsroom, Matt Pritchard, NBC 10 Boston.